75% alcohol, and the rest is water. Should be fine. Is it time? Yes, it's time to bully another shit movie. The Happening, probably one of M. Night Shyamalan's most forgotten movies. He's made some great ones. He's made some god-awful garbage. I mean, this man is all over the place. But The Happening is so pathetic, so plain, lazy, boring and uninspiring that it can't really even spark a shred of reason for anyone to talk about this film, let alone watch it. This one really reminded me of Bird Box because of how lazy it was with the core story, and if you haven't seen this movie, as we progress through the story, you'll slowly start to understand why, and I'll point it out as well. But to be fair, there's actually a few things that The Happening does much better than Bird Box, and yeah, I can't believe I'm saying that, but I gotta give credit where it's due. But in the end, The Happening feels like that great idea you always have in your head, and then you write it down, you read through it and realize it's god-awful. It's like almost hearing your own voice recording, and that's why I heavily edit mine, because it's so cringy to hear your own voice. M. Night Shyamalan, he's one of the most inconsistent directors out there. I'm not sure what's going on. Was it the budget, the timing, pressure from studios? Who knows, but unfortunately, The Happening feels so sad because it's quite evident that none of the actors wanted to be there.
What do you mean? Where are we?
So Mark Wahlberg, I'm sure is a smart guy. He probably read through the script before signing on. Maybe he skimmed through it, who knows, but yeah, on set, it wasn't actually rumored, but it was true that they had problems. Mark Wahlberg constantly questioned M. Night's direction, like, why is it this way? Why is it that way? Why is it, not like this? And all that other stuff. But by then, it was already too late. He signed on. He had to finish the movie just like everyone else, and this was the end product. I think in some ways I kind of feel sorry for M. Night Shyamalan because in the bigger scheme of things, if you really analyze the movie, you can kind of see what he was going for with all this, natural pandemic stuff. But if you're like me and if you saw the movie, you know the execution was wrong in every technical aspect when it comes to filmmaking, except for one thing, as I said, that I will cover later on. I mean, just look at the opening credits. I even missed the title because the editor was too lazy to pick a different color scheme for the fonts. I mean, it's literally blending in with the clouds. I know that's such a petty thing to complain about. Ooh, the fonts don't match properly. Down rating. I'm just backing up my point about how lazy this film is, and it's quite clear that everyone was just on board, going along for the ride. They were paid to do their... As I said, everyone was paid to do their jobs, and you know what? They just had to listen to what the director was telling them to do, so whoop, there you go. So another indication that a movie is lazy, usually this is a pretty significant indication, is that the movie is exactly 90 minutes long with credits. Yep, I mean that you gotta get that 90 minutes to, be a full-fledged movie to be put in cinemas. At least those of us who watched this didn't have to sit through a 2-hour movie or something. Look at that, they did the mannequin challenge before any of you losers. So out of nowhere, people start killing themselves, jumping off buildings, stabbing themselves in the neck and shooting themselves. I mean, this just establishes that this must be some dangerous, vicious entity that's out to get the human race, right? So despite everything that's wrong about this film, I don't know, I just buy Mark Wahlberg as a teacher.
Hey guys. Nothing.
The line delivery could use some work though. So the headmaster calls for a meeting due to the recent events, and it's being said that it's a terrorist attack where they've released some poisonous gas that infects the human brains or something. They try to insert some scientific neurological infection, some scientific stuff that movies usually do. I don't know, but it actually kind of makes sense, just a little bit. We're then introduced to Zoe Deschanel. Zoe's character, right? Is she the chick from 50 Shades? Hold on. This is my phone. Oh, I'm using my phone to record. Fuck it, I'll just check later. Oh, that was so dumb. So yeah, as I said, we're introduced to Zoe Deschanel's character, and she is by far the worst thing about The Happening.
Just when you thought there couldn't be any more evil that could be invented.
Just when you thought there couldn't be any more evil invented in this world. You know, I've seen a lot of movies where the chemistry between couples are pretty awful, but I think this is probably one of the worst ones.
I love you, Ellie, but I don't like to put my feelings out there for everyone to see. I'm not that type of person. Elliot, these are our problems. I am upset. I am upset. I am upset.
You know what? I'll just take my paycheck and go. I mean, it's a good pay. It's a good pay. It's quite worth it for such a shit movie. I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. So 23 minutes in, I was really bored, and I literally started pulling off each keycap from my keyboard and cleaning them individually. I mean, who does that? Who cleans a keyboard? Exactly, no one. The Happening makes you do things that you don't want to because you're that bored. I mean, there's more happening here with me dusting off the debris from my keycap. See? It's really clean. So Mark and the others are at this restaurant or cafe or something. Wasn't exactly paying too much attention, but they're just watching the news, you know, trying to keep up, you know, with the latest updates and stuff like that. And then this random lady just pulls out her phone and shows them a video of lions killing a guy. What? Who does that? I mean, if a random stranger came up to you, pulled out their phone and showed you a video, you better hope it's not something disturbing. But nobody does that. If somebody does, you need to back away, right? Back away from that weirdo. You can just pull out your plastic knife and tell them to back off, you know. Ha! That's a stab right there. Or you can just do it like the gulag, you know. So after the news tells them that this area is being infected by this toxic gas or whatever that's being done by terrorists, everyone starts leaving the cafe. You know, everyone has their own cars. But Mark and the others, they're stranded at the cafe. So no one wanted to give them a ride, and lucky enough, the hot dog guy shows up and he's willing to give them a ride.
We're packing hot dogs for the road. You know, hot dogs get a bad rap. They got a cool shape, they got protein. You like hot dogs, right? You like hot dogs, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the purpose of his character is. I mean, he really likes hot dogs and he's always asking people whether they like hot dogs or not. But other than that, I guess he's a plant botanist or something. He really understands the plants, and he has a very bold claim that this toxic gas or whatever that's making people kill themselves comes from plants. I mean, what are you, a freaking retard? Alright, so our other side character, can't exactly remember his name, what his name was. So these guys are on the road and they bypass, you know, a bunch of bodies hanging from trees, you know, people who kill themselves. And this woman in the car, she starts freaking the F out, and to calm her down, this guy plays a little math riddle with her. And that's not the funniest part. The funniest part is the woman's answer, right? I mean, if you're pretty bad at math, maybe you can be off by, you know, a few numbers, right? But this woman was such a dumbass that her answer was off by like 9 million.
How much would you have if I said I would pay you a penny on the first day, and then 2 pennies on the second, and then 4 pennies on the third day, and I just kept doubling it? I did this for a month. How much money would you have at the end of the month?
Start from 1.
The prophecy is true.
Tell you the answer? It's over $10 million.
Oh, they then died because there was a tiny hole in the roof of their car, allowing the toxins from this dangerous entity to come in. And I actually really like how this scene was shot. And as I said, I did like some things about this movie, and the way they shot, you know, this scene right here is actually really good. You know, just one long shot. You can see everything in frame, and that's really good. I mean, that's well done, but not sure why the other aspects failed so badly.
So I suggest no one take that road.
There's a town about 8 miles behind us. There were bodies on the road into town.
Cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers. So Mr. Cheese and Crackers, yeah, that's what I'm gonna call him. I mean, this guy, I feel sorry for this guy. I mean, he had the absolute worst dialogue in this entire movie. And just take a look at how many times he says the word attack in one sentence.
We're in the area of attack. Attacking population.
He really seems like his character is on drugs, or I guess that's the way his character was directed to behave. Either way, it ain't working, Chief. It ain't working. I really wish they took out the stupid relationship problem storyline from this movie. I mean, nothing about it works, and it's made worse, as I said, by Zoe's line delivery.
His name is Joey. He's at work. We went out and we had dessert. I went out and I had dessert with him when I told you I worked late, and I didn't work late. And I'm feeling really guilty in case we're gonna die. I just wanted you to know that.
So there's this one scene in the movie, it's supposed to be intense, it's supposed to be, you know, ooh, the suspense is so high, I'm so tense right now, my anxiety is off the chains, but in the end it just comes off as really goofy.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't know.
The toxin? The toxin is affecting them?
Are those people killing themselves?
So I don't know what I'm missing here, but apparently this movie is supposed to be terrifying, it's supposed to be thrilling, and our most terrifying scene is our characters running away from wind. Yeah, they have to run away from wind. That's the happening in a nutshell. Okay, so they come across a house and they're pretty much in desperate need for food, especially for the little girl. And, you know, the guy doesn't want to let them in. And to prove that they're normal, Mark Wahlberg starts singing.
We're fine right now. Nothing's happened out here yet. I mean, you can see that. Just listen to our voices. We're perfectly normal. Oh, Blackwater, keep on rolling. Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me? See? We're normal.
Oh, because of his stupid singing, both the kids get shot. But don't worry, they come across, you know, that old creepy lady in every horror movie ever, because it wouldn't be a horror movie without that old creepy lady.
I hear you whispering. Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Oof. Can we get an instant replay on that?
What? No.
Oh yeah, it's much worse the second time. Alright, okay, I'm super excited at this point. We're finally at the climax. I mean, you guys are not ready for this. Okay, no, you are. You have to be. Okay, so the big, exciting, final, climactic endgame boss level 100, this evil entity, this demonic presence that's been killing humans left, right, center, making them suicide, shoot themselves in the head. Oh my god, I'm so excited at this point. Okay, so the big entity and the big climactic ending is Zoe and Mark confronting the wind. That's the climactic boss battle. They just walk out of the house and confront the wind. And you think that's bad? It's made even worse when they've tried to further flesh out these characters, you know, to, I guess, fix their broken relationship or something. and they just spout out the absolute cringiest line ever.
It's not right for it to end like this. If we're gonna die, I want to be with you. I want to be with you, and I'm gonna come be with you.
Elliot, don't.
I wonder if this was artificial wind or they actually filmed it on a particularly windy day to save cost. I think it's the latter. So that's about it. As I said, nothing really happens in the happening. I mean, we cut to 3 months later and there's this scientist or doctor on the news channel explaining to us everything that's happening and stuff like that. And she finds out that she's pregnant, and I guess that's supposed to add something to the story. I guess we're supposed to care or something about these characters. That's The Happening, starring Zoe Deschanel and Mark Wahlberg, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. So this is definitely one of his most forgotten movies for a reason. Usually when I do a review in this particular playlist, I would suggest that you watch it because at least you can have a good laugh seeing how bad it is. But this one's just boring. Nothing really happens. There's some moving plants. I guess if you like greenery, or you're into plants, or you're eco-sexual or something, yeah, have at it. But to the rest of you, avoid this at all costs. I mean, M. Night has made some other terrible movies like Avatar, so I guess you could have a good laugh watching that. And the only reason I watched this is because of this whole pandemic situation, so it only made sense for me to finally review this. But other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao. Hey guys. Nothing.